Hello friends. Unusual time of day for me to make my video. It is just after dawn. Welcome to the square spiral garden. Whatever these buggies are still eating my grapes. I have not watered in my grapevines, but I did water the rest of the garden a few days ago, and watered it for about an hour and a half, and the water only got about ½ inch into the ground. So it's been extremely dry. The wee pond is almost down to nothing. Yarrow is doing all right. The apple tree, this is the Cortland apple. Mugwort flowering. Gigantic mulberry. Cosmos. They've been absolutely loaded with butterflies and bees. It's been delightful. The deer have absolutely destroyed my sunchokes. What I've learned, we're going to be planting a fence. What I've learned is that human urine will not deter deer. I always thought that it would. And I would use diluted to water around, and you know, it's a fertilizer. The deer didn't care at all. What I've learned is deer do not like urine flavored leaves. So this growth has come from watering over top with 1 part urine to 5 parts water, or 10 or 8 parts water. There was a sunchoke over there. That's the one that didn't survive. So we got this guy. This guy, look at the damage. Look at the damage the deer have done. Oops, that's not a leaf. That's not. This should be as tall as me, and it's not even a foot tall. There's that one over there. They've also destroyed my red amaranth. This guy here, a little bit of growth coming back around that stick there. Just barely hanging on, just barely freaking hanging on. That one's doing better. It's growing back. This amaranth might live. Here's this one and that one. It's horrible. I knew that deer did damage, but wow. However, they have not bothered my loofah. I've been watering this guy as well. Also been covered in pollinators. Can you blame them? And by golly, we have success. Look at these guys. Look at that. That is like 1.5 feet long. It's the loofah gourd that does the scrubbing. And that's the smaller vine, I think. Here's the larger vine. It's also produced fruit. So I wondered if I would be able to get any produce off these guys this late in the season, and the answer is yes. So at least there's that success. I can't believe it. It was like a 2-year-old seed packet. I tried several times before to grow, and they just didn't do anything. But I've been a lot more consistent in watering. I guess that's the thing. So now that it's getting a little bit cooler, the mustard greens are finally starting to grow in. That guy's gotta go. I don't know what those are. I should probably weed them out. I've also had to overwater the poke because the deer will come and eat the poke greens, poke salad. So I'm literally having to also water over the top with urine water. Now I'd let these poke grow because I was taking the tops as greens, and they're starting to turn purple now. The stems are, so I'm thinking I won't be able to eat them anymore this season. No, that one's not. But there's poke all over the place here, and I, had designs on them. This is also my onion garden, and I'm thinking they're probably getting close to time to harvest. I've watered this area pretty regularly as well. So at that and compost pits, I've also, because critters love to dig in them, I'm also using straight urine just over the top of them, and that seems to keep the critters from digging. And then here's my other greens. I've also been watering over the top with the urine water to keep the critters from eating them. Now, just now I've watered these with straight water, and I'll need to come back tonight before I go to bed and water them over with the urine water. Luckily, it's free and there's a constant supply. Another compost pit there. Put a compost pit in the strawberries. I'm thinking this, yes, that's the strawberry patch. You can't tell right now. It's very difficult to see the strawberries in and amongst the weeds, but it's been so dry, I have not been weeding. But trust me, there are strawberry plants in there somewhere. You can see more of them over there. I might have to, I keep telling myself I need to transplant. So I think as it gets cooler, I am going to come in and pull out the weeds and make the strawberries more even. I probably will focus on the strawberry bed this autumn, and plant compost pits all throughout here to feed them, because the strawberries the first year were amazing. The second, third year, amazing. And then fourth and fifth year, they just got, they got a little sad. And I was like, well, they need food. Ooh, look at the sunrise. Ooh. So that's what's going on in the garden right now. Everything else is just kind of in survival mode. The one watermelon that I grew split, and then some critters ate it because it was rotten anyway. I didn't care. Goldenrod being amazing. Oh, I've got a wild rose. Cosmos being amazing. The mist flower being amazing. Look at this goldenrod. Oh, and there's a little bird. Flew up and was like, oh no, a human. This poor crepe myrtle shrub got bitten pretty hard by the polar vortex back in December, and then it was completely covered over with vines, grapevines, and I already have my grapevine, so I thought I had cut it all back, and I had to come back and cut back again. But yeah, this, how sad is that? I just got to keep on that grapevine. That vine is the trumpet vine, which is also growing up here, and the hummingbirds love it, so I have a hard time getting myself to cut it down. But yeah, oh gosh, covered in goldenrod beetles. Goldenrod is such a wonderful plant for the pollinators. It's another one that just gets covered with bees and butterflies. And all right, so that's what's going on. Ooh, pretty clouds. Maximilian sunflower looks like it's gonna bloom for us soon. Yeah, I should take more videos out here at dawn. because then we get the sunrise too. All right, be well, y'all. Ooh, pretty clouds.